Hello, everyone. Check this out. Yesterday, I couldn't stop thinking about a video I saw approximately a month ago. I don't know why I cannot stop thinking about this video and the potential implications. But since it has been so much on my mind, I thought maybe I'm supposed to make a video about this. Well, before I can make a video, I have to do a little research. So I did a little research, and here's the video. The video that I saw was about the amount of troop movement that seemed to be taking place by the military over the past 3 months or so. I Googled to see how much information was on the internet about this and found that there was quite a bit. I'm going to show you some of what I found in this video, and I'm also going to provide you with some links to my sources in the description section of this video. I think one of the reasons why this subject would not leave me is because of a recent dream I had. Yes, another dream. This coming from someone who, until about 3 years ago, almost never had dreams. I'll tell you about the dream that I think might pertain to this video in my conclusion. Here's some information I found when looking into this.
Okay, the first thing I want to share with you is some information I received from the SHTFplan.com website. And the article on the site is titled Footage of Mass Troop Movement Across U.S. Are They Getting Ready? And just let me go over a little bit of the editor's notes. The notes reads as follows. We've long reported about the training of U.S. military personnel for domestic deployment in the event of large-scale economic breakdown, civil unrest, terrorism, and catastrophic natural disasters like asteroids. It is clear, based on historical precedent, that the government will hold off as long as possible before alerting the American people of an impending disaster or emergency. We strongly believe that if an event was imminent, details and clues would emerge from alternative news reports across the internet, most of which would trickle in from user comments, forum postings, video uploads, and independent research groups like the Intel Hub. Most, if not all, of that information would be ignored and or discredited by mainstream media, especially if the government knew of such an event and expected pandemonium and hysteria as a result. Nonetheless, it has been our mission to report on the out-of-the-ordinary occurrences in the world in the hopes of alerting our readers to fan-hitting scenarios. Non-traditional news reporting may be the only preemptive warning system we have. While we urge readers not to panic, we suggest, as always, to be aware of what's going on around you and consider the possibilities, and to plan accordingly. In the last month and a half, the Intel Hub has received hundreds of credible tips from citizens who witnessed and or photographed domestic military foreign movements within the United States. While some of the reports can be written off as normal troop movements, the sheer amount of reports indicates something possibly more sinister. To top it off, a large majority of military vehicles that have been spotted were not painted for desert conditions. Rather, they were sporting digital and city camouflage. We now have reports and video evidence of multiple military convoys traveling in and around Portland, Oregon. This comes just days after the Intel Hub released photos sent to them by concerned citizens that showed a military convoy of tanks, Humvees, and Jeeps in the same type of camouflage, and a week after, multiple sightings of black helicopters throughout the United States. Clyde Lewis, a veteran radio host, has had multiple callers report military movements seen in both Portland and Oregon City, Oregon. Okay, now here's a comment to the blog post pertaining to the blog of the Bakersfield, California photos you've been watching. One lady writes, "My husband and I have been on the road almost daily for years. Our job requires driving all the freeways of Southern California. Lately we are seeing a lot of military vehicles on the move and being moved. This is not normal, as we have not witnessed this before, even though we are aware of March Air Force Base and 29 Palms, etc., with numerous trips to Lake Havasu City, Arizona is our leisure time. Still, no military vehicle sightings during daylight hours until recently. This year, 2011. White United Nations unmarked bus with blackened windows in the convoy. Noted equipment on trucks, some sort of cannon, August 3rd, 2011. Late afternoon, 3 big black helicopters heading westbound, perhaps to March Air Force Base, with a 1 civilian helicopter alongside as a guide or escort. Was weird. Before concluding and sharing with you my dream, I want to show you some clips of video taken from the SHTF.com site I showed you earlier, and I will put the link of that site in the description section of the video so that you can watch these videos in their entirety. But here are a few clips.
This train has hundreds of military vehicles. That is a lot.
Holy shit, dude, they go clear on the court. My goodness.
Hey, don't cuss unless you want to run YouTube. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I've never seen so many.
This is nuts. All those juicing off with that fuel carrier.
We got a Mayday report from someone who said that this trucker said this is no joke. Huge movement of heavy artillery, tanks, rocket launchers, ground to ground, ground to air, in and around Alexandria, Virginia, and D.C. His friend is on a secret move, the same as the above huge heavy artillery from New Jersey, Connecticut to upstate New York. The trucks assigned, 20 of them, will be moving this stuff for 2 to 3 weeks to upstate New York once they enter the convoy. They have no idea where they're going to go. Where they end up is where they're going to go. They were told, someone told him, this stuff is being distributed in areas to protect the population. His other friend is trucking rocket boosters from California to from Colorado to California, Colorado to Louisiana, and Cape Canaveral. One trucker went through the Mojave Desert. FEMA was everywhere on the trip back to California. LA had gone through Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, heard every 2 hours, prepare for a catastrophic event. Now, I'm not quite sure where that was coming from, but prepare for a catastrophic event. Food, water, two-way radio. Families should have a meeting point. Their company hauls containers for military. Truckers notice containers painted being trucked by the military that don't normally do it. They usually use civilian cargo. Also hearing that there are some delivery businesses, I'm not going to mention which one, is being used to cart things that are military related, and they're in sealed containers. Flatbeds are delivering to various locations, the heavy artillery, tanks, rocket launchers, and flatbeds. Trucker at Flying J's, Joppa, Missouri. FEMA was everywhere, stopping for 10-hour rest periods, told to leave by emergency personnel. FEMA was everywhere. Many of these shipments are going to armories. Something is up, guys, and if anyone has any more information, please provide. This trucker is hyperventilating and says this is for real. We also received another report. Lots of troop maneuvers, especially in Tennessee. It's not just truckers, it's trains also. Trains are hauling heavy artillery, everything from amphibious vehicles, Humvees, rocket launcher tanks. That was in Ohio this past week. There have been truckloads after truckloads of personnel carriers. One truck stop was full of a probably 4-mile-long convoy carrying everything imaginable, potable water, fuel. He said it was an organized movement with road dogs, signs, people directing them where they could park. So there you got it, ladies and gentlemen. They're not kidding, and they're serious about what they're seeing on the road, and we're going to encourage the truckers to email us at thepowerhour@thepower.
Now for my dream. In the beginning of the video, the SHTF website talked about how they report on training of U.S. military personnel for domestic deployment in the event of large-scale economic breakdown, civil unrest, terrorism, and catastrophic natural disasters like asteroids. Well, my dream had nothing to do with any of those things. In my dream, I'm walking down a country road with a group of people who I don't know, and on the left side of the road is a hill or an embankment that we couldn't see over, and on the right side of the road is more like a path than a road, was a slope. It sloped downwards. I was compelled to pull myself up over the embankment to see what was there, and when I did that, I saw men standing over people. They were in like sets, a set of men. Like one man was standing over like 10 people who were laying face down on their belly as if they were captured. And these men were soldiers. And then when I looked to my right, I saw men who were sneaking up on us. You couldn't really see them. You could basically just see their silhouette. And I knew that they didn't mean well. And I was thinking to myself, I need to separate myself from the crowd. And then I woke up. And when I woke up, what came to my mind was invasion by Asians by China.